Good evening, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Saturday, the 20th of November 2021, and it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening. And I've just arrived or just come back from my first shift with a company that I applied for and went with my CV applying for a job. And today was the first shift, and going back to work feels okay, normal, and all of this, nothing, no problem at all. And basically, it's one day at work, and yeah, it was okay. Uh, my goals are still the same, and I am determined to leave and depart the United Kingdom before the end of this year, and probably 24th, 25th, 26th, maybe 7th of December. That is the latest. If anything changes, my financial situation changes, and I literally, got enough money, or my financial situation changed for any reason or any circumstances, which hopefully, something, good, and all of this, and my abusers, or my, you know, these bastards, decides to give me my compensations and my money without any complications and amicably, then I would be leaving sooner than December, or as soon as I get my money, basically, and so on. Otherwise, my other plan to deal with the hard situation, which is leaving the UK, with what will be allowing me or capable or making me capable of leaving the UK. And that brings me to a question that I have asked myself many times. I have been leafleting for so long, and in my leaflets, which is these leaflets, 4 pages, but this one five, because I updated one of the pages and I had to put it there. Anyway, on the sorry, on page number 3, I included my bank account for any UK residents to make donations, and even the worldwide identifications. So even people from abroad or people who don't have accounts here in the UK can still donate. And I'm saying so because I am in a desperate situation, and I am desperately in need of leaving the UK as soon as I can. And when I say so, I mean it. Any fucking cunt out there from the authorities or whoever that would put any doubts or any, you know, questioning about that if I'm leaving or not is just a fucking cunt who's either manipulated or they are from the authorities or whatever. Because simply leaving the UK for me is a must to restart my life. And above all of this, in the end of the day, it is what I see better for me, and what I want in life is the most important thing. And definitely the United Kingdom is a page that I am trying my best to fold in the history or my life and so on, forever. And once I leave the UK, hopefully I wouldn't have to come back to the UK for any reason, and basically I will be restarting my life in somewhere where I can call home. The cunts in the country where I was born, whether relatives or not, these are the bastards who have been planning for everything from the beginning, and they are the ones who are running everything from behind the curtain and trying to look like that they have got nothing to do with anything. And basically the United Kingdom here, they know for sure everything, and the authorities here in the UK know everything from the beginning till now. However, they are not changing anything, and they are not doing anything because basically have been involved in a swamp of human rights violations, use and abuse and torture against me. Not only this, even forging British police forging dates of arrest and prison and all of this. Even the bank HSBC here in the UK, they even changed transactions and erased transactions from my account, so I cannot prove in the court of law that they are lying with my transactions of my debit card in a period of time that they claim that I was arrested at that time and I was in prison, which is completely and utterly untrue. And basically, the UK for me is a page in my life I'm trying to fold with all means possible for me, and I'm trying myself. And I can do this with your help, and I can expose my abusers, and I can expose those who did this to me and who deserve to be in prison and to pay the price, not just only financially, but also to be imprisoned for what they did to me. And anyone who claims any claim about my mental capacity or my behavior or whatever, I promise you, these are the cunts who basically participated or are participating in the drama and in the tragedy I have been put through, against my will and forced to. And these are other bastards that they should be in prison for what they caused me and what they are causing me. And I'm saying so because I know for sure these bastards are playing the mental capacity or the mental health card even till the moment, and they are trying it over and over and over again. And guess what? At the same time, they are pretending to be the ones who are trying to get me out of any doubts or out of any accusation or out of any, suspicions of, any mental health problems and so on. These are the cunts that I promise you, these must go to prison, no questions asked. So my goals are still the same. I am determined to leave the UK before the end of this year, before the end of 2021, and probably will be, either, the last 10 days of December or the last week of December and so on. And the sooner is the better, to be honest with you. I'm saying so because if my abusers refuse and carrying on refusing giving me my compensations amicably in any way, form or shape and so on, and I don't get my financial situation changed to the money I'm claiming, or my money that they owe me and my compensations and so on, then I will have to rely on people's donations and so on. And to be honest with you, I am surprised even till today, not even one single donation that I received. And anyone who did a donation or made a donation and, 100% made it and so on, and I couldn't see it in my account, please approach me, please prove me that you made a donation so I can talk to the bank to see why I cannot see it in my account. And you have the details. I'm gonna show again the details of my accounts for anyone who would like to make a donation, and I'm saying anyone, whether here in the UK or abroad, whether they are from the nationalities or the people I say in the leaflet I don't want them to get involved in my life, simply because making a donation from far away without getting involved in my life directly is okay. As long as you don't get involved in my life, that's fine, you can make a donation. So again, this is my bank account, as you can see there clearly. Okay, so anyone who would like to make a donation, that would be great. Also, if you cannot make a donation, but you can still help. So for example, this is my advert to find a motorhome or a camper van or a van that I can live in if I don't get my compensations. So this is the advert. You can pause and read it comfortably and slowly if you want. So if anyone out there, if you cannot help with donations, or if you cannot help, to change my situation and so on, however, you have a motorhome or a camper van or a van, in a good condition. So because I will be traveling all the way to Sandy in Germany, if you can basically, sell it to me for a good price, or as a kind of help and so on, that would be appreciated, so I can actually leave the UK, as I said, before the end of this year. This is the worst situation, or the hard situation that I am preparing to deal with, the hard situation. However, I am expecting the best, and I am hoping for the best to happen, which is either my financial situation changes, or I get my compensations and any money my abusers owe me, and so on. And if anyone out there asking, you kept on saying my financial situation changed, my financial situation changed, and so on. How could this happen? Just to explain to you so everyone understands what I mean when I say my financial situation changed. First of all, I would like to say that I am desperate. I am desperate to leave the UK. This is my goal. And, you know, when I say my financial situation changed, this is actually my desperation. This is what I do every single time there is, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Lottery tickets. I buy one lottery ticket of Euro Million twice a week and a Lotto twice a week. Every single week I buy this, hoping that I would be lucky and I would win any, the money I'm looking for, or money that will allow me to restart my life abroad and leave the UK, so I can actually start the life I want away from the country where I was used, abused, and tortured. This is what I mean by if my financial situation change. Also, donations. I mean donations. If this doesn't happen and I'm not lucky, and the drama and the tragedy and the bad luck carries on, at least the good people who actually would like to help and so on, and donations, this of course is another way of my financial situation could change, and I could, get the money I'm looking for and leave the UK. Also, I am looking for a full-time job, and this week, for example, where I work, they gave me, for the next week or from this Monday, good hours and all of this, because they gave as much as they can and so on, and I can see and I can, you know that they have limits in terms of how many hours they give and so on, and they have done their best, and thank you very much. Anyone out there who have another job beside what I'm doing, whether it's full-time or, part-time, and hopefully full-time, which is knowing hours every day, and hopefully it would be, something that I can do beside the other job I'm doing, whether the other the one of them would be actually full-time, the other one I can add hours to, so I can get as much money as possible before I leave the UK. This is another way of helping me. So if you cannot make donations, if you cannot, help me with finding a motorhome or a caravan, a van or a camper van, and so on. So maybe you can help me to find a full-time job. Basically, that, yeah, I know it's only 1 month, but that still will help, and so on. Beside any donations, beside this and that. Also, you can help me with solicitors. So there is a hearing in January. I will be outside the UK and it will be remotely for me. However, a solicitor could attend and could, take the documents and see what's going to happen, and of course that will be helpful. So any solicitors, human rights solicitors, solicitors taking cases against the public bodies and so on, would be helpful. If you can find me a solicitor as soon as possible, that would be great. Also, people who can find me human rights organizations, human rights activists, and people who can actually help to expose my abusers, like media and so on, that will be absolutely helpful, because I promise you, exposing my abusers is a must. The whole world must know what they're capable of, what they did, what they do, who they are, when and how and where, and all of these things beside what was done to me by them, and so on. Also, you can help me with, the leafleting as well, in terms of basically spreading the word and asking people to help and so on. I know I don't have a matter of great time here. I know I only have about 30 days more or less, but then again, I promise you, things can happen in no time. And, if good people start to act and start to do something, I promise you, everything can change, like in no time. Basically, 30 days are a month. A month is a long, long time when it's about people doing good things and helping someone like me who, faced and experienced all what was done to me, and ready to get on with their life, and of course away from the UK, the country where, they experienced all of these bad stuff, and determined to leave. And people out there who are watching this, if you can understand this and actually take this on board without asking why leaving the UK, blah blah blah, and all of this, you can actually be helpful. If you can accept the fact that for me to leave the UK is the point when I can actually say I am going to be restarting my life, or this is the point where I can restart my life. And of course, helping me to expose my abusers will help me to protect my future wherever I'm going. So wherever I'm gonna go, exposing my abusers, not just on the level, native level, or I mean local level here in the UK or national level, but also internationally. So wherever I'm gonna go, whether in Europe or South America or whatever, that will help me to protect my future from my abusers, because that will give an idea for everywhere, wherever I'm gonna go, about my abusers, what they did to me, and all of this. And anyone will try to manipulate anyone, they will actually have an idea about what was done, unless, of course, they are willingly, trying to help my abusers against me or this and that, which hopefully is not the case. So exposing my abusers, you can help me with this media, newspapers, TV, you do know what I mean, radio, and so on, human rights activists, human rights organizations, solicitors. You can help me with donations, and I showed, again, I'm going to show my bank details. Here you go. These are my bank details. You can help me with my bank details, with donations if you want. So you can help me with donations, you can help me with, this, you can help me with finding a camper van. You can help me to find a camper van or a van or a motorhome where I can actually, I know it's 30 days, but as I said, if people out there are genuine and can help, they can help. And as I explained, and I'm going to mention this again, the camper van or motorhome, this is the plan for dealing with the hard situation where my financial situation hasn't changed, or my abusers haven't given me my compensations or money amicably, and I need to leave the UK as soon as I can, and the sooner is the better. You can help me with a full-time job beside what I'm doing now, because what I'm doing now is just a contract which is 8 hours and so on, without mentioning where and so on. So whether it is in their hand to choose which hours they give me, so there is no certainty here. Anything can happen, anything, blah blah blah, and I have seen it all zillions of times. My abusers have destroyed my professional life since 2008, 9 and onward, and they have made it so difficult for me to find a job and settle in a job and so on. And I'm gonna give full details about everything. So people who think that just my abusers just started destroying my professional life since February 2020, when it was last job through a recruitment agency, I promise you this is completely wrong. This is them trying to cover up what they have done for previous years as well. I have been used and abused and tortured for over 20 years. 16 years of them here in the UK, over 16 years of them here in the UK. They destroyed everything in my life, of course, including professional life and so on. So it's a long story, and these cunts did to me over a long, long period of time what you would never imagine it. So helping me, there are many ways you can help with. So basically, financially and so on. You can help me to identify the driver who hit me in Alma Road, and this is the map, and it's marked with X where the driver hit me, and this is the car that hit me, and the registration is there, which is H for hotel, F for Freddy, 14XV KXV. So K for kilo, sorry, it's H for hotel, F for Freddy, 1 for X for X-ray, V for Victor, and K for kilo. And it's a Vauxhall Corsa, wide Vauxhall Corsa. And if you can help me to identify this driver who hit me, and I'm trying to take a case against them in the court for what he damaged, for what he caused me and so on, and it was completely his mistake and so on, and I believe it wasn't something coincidence. I believe it was a deliberate accident and so on, and the court can decide this after I give all the information I have and so on. So if you can help me to find this driver, that would be great, or find who is the driver and what's his address and so on. So basically, there are lots of things you can help me basically to achieve and all of this. And also, before I basically forget. uh, Again, I have lots of stuff that I'm trying to sell, personal stuff and things. Of course, it still can help. I know it's not lots of things, but of course it can help. So first thing that, of course, this is my basically motorbike. So my motorbike is for sale. If you know anyone who can buy it, that would be great. That is still helping, because my abusers are trying to basically squeeze me financially in every way, shape, and form, and deprive me from any money or any extras or anything. Even selling my bike, they are controlling who can actually see the adverts, who can phone me, blah blah blah, and so on. And I even have a sign on the motorbike saying, it's for sale, and no one is for. It's unbelievable. So if you can help me to buy my motorbike and so on, that is still helping. And also other things here in the list, you can pause and read it, comfortably and so on. So these are the stuff that I am selling. If you can help me to literally sell this stuff, that would be helpful. Okay, so this stuff for sale. Also, you can buy or promote my products. Although my products that I already designed and all of this, for example, the aircraft designs, I would rather French companies to over or German companies to take this and basically make it happen and take my designs and so on and test it. The electric motor designs and all of this, again, whether Germany or France or Belgium or Netherlands and so on, because that is something, again, if it becomes a reality, that is going to be something very very good, not just for me, for the money I'm going to make out of it, but also for humanity in general and lots of people. And I'm saying so, and I'm confident 100%. My design, specifically the electric motor design, this is 100% something that really really will help lots of people and humanity. Imagine if you can actually have an electric car that you would never ever need to recharge again. All what you need to do, if the battery old or gets wrong, which with lithium batteries and car batteries, they can live for 20 years and so on. So in other words, imagine if you can actually have an electric car that you would never ever need to charge or recharge, basically. So basically all what it is just, it's indefinite, infinity, you can use it. And the same with boats. Imagine if you have electric boats, or boats that using electric propulsion and electric motors, that actually you will never ever need to recharge the batteries and so on. And above all of this, all what you need is just some solar panels or wind turbines to provide for the household, if you have like gullies on all of this, blah blah blah. And imagine if my design gets developed, so rather than just saving the battery and recharging the battery back and so on, to produce more than what it consumes, which means that you can actually even use no solar panels. You can actually, the electric motor will produce enough power to power itself and produce more electricity to power any household, gullies, and all of this, and charge, and of course charging the batteries and so on. So I mean, Siemens and so on, these companies can basically make this happen. And my abusers, of course, are trying to suppress and cover up for anything that basically kill and suppress anything that I'm trying to produce and all of that. And this is for years. In 2014, and this invention and this design is still going, because this design you don't even need batteries to do. It is producing electricity without even a battery to start up, without a motor that basically just going on, blah blah blah, like has electricity in to produce electricity out. So basically it is just producing electricity and all of this. And I promise you, I invented this and designed this in 2014, and I was homeless at that time. And basically my abusers actually, and that was in 2014, imagine, until the moment, not even you know anyone help me with this, and blah blah blah. So in other words, once I leave the UK, all my designs and all of this will be brought out to light, because here in the UK they are killing everything that I can achieve, because they just want to make what they want to make from me. They are using me in every way, shape, and form. And above all of this, they are suppressing me. They are suppressing everything that I can do. And above all of this, beside what was done to me here in the UK, which is unbelievable stuff, unbelievable stuff. I was used and abused and tortured in every way, shape, and form. And I mean it. Before you jump to conclusion, give me an example. Everything you would think about was done to me here in the UK. Every human rights or violations were done to me here in the UK, even till the moment, and I cannot prove it yet. So anyway, these promoting my stuff and all of this, I would say basically, like here in the UK, if you would like to buy some of the lanterns and make, which I sold about six and without profit and so on. Submersible marine batteries, and the submersible marine batteries, these I can actually provide to people, and I know it's only 30 days left, but even this can help. So if you have a boat, if you have a kayak, if you have anything that is submersible, or I mean used in water, and you would like to provide it with a submersible, fully submersible batteries, which actually are waterproof 100%. And actually, if you dip them in water, even if you throw them in water up to, I don't know, 300 meters or so, they are still waterproof, and the water wouldn't even find a space or a place to get in, and they are actually 100% insulated and so on. So if you have a boat, if you have anything, that any application that needs a battery that is fully waterproof and all of this, I can design it for you and I can build it for you to basically suit the shape, the weight, the form, the voltage, and even the capacity that you need. And we can try to basically adjust this or alter this together in terms of what will, you will need it for, and all of this to meet your needs and what you can use it for. So the fully submersible batteries, this is another way you can help me with, if you know, or if you do have any application that you want to design or want to supply it with or provide it with a fully submersible battery and so on. And it doesn't have to be fully submersible. It doesn't have to be just for diving and so on. Anything you want to use it that basically needs a battery to be insulated and to be waterproof, fully and utterly waterproof, I can design this for you and so on. So this is another way you can help me with, and that will help me to make a bit of money before I leave the UK and so on. Also, the lanterns, if you would like, some of the lanterns I'm doing. So lanterns like this is made out of recycled materials. So this is a jar for food that you buy in the shop. I used it and I ate the food from it, and then used, and this is the same from jars and so on. And the bulbs and all of this, the batteries inside. And this is, for example, you can use it for many use and so on. This is completely waterproof. So if you would to put this in the sea, it will carry on floating and being in light until the battery you know finish, or empty from charge. The only thing that will happen, because this is designed, even if it falls in water, even salty water and so on, that you take it, rinse it, because it have metal parts for the charger and the lead or the USB for some of the lights. You can just rinse it and basically dry it, and it will never rust. But if you don't, it will rust, of course. But it is completely and utterly waterproof and so on. And it has 4 kinds of lights in this. So you can use it either in places where there are water, but you cannot use it for kids in like bath or anything, because this is completely glass and breakable, and that can hurt kids. And broken glass with water can never be combined, because broken glass and water can never be seen, and very, very dangerous and so on. And when it's broken, it can actually cause lots of damage and be severely or harmful to people and kids. So this is, for example, you have the normal light, and this is the very not dim, but the weakest bulbs in it, and they are LED. And basically you can use it as a lullaby or a lantern, where of course lullaby doesn't have any music and so on, but you can use it at night. So if I turn off the light, for example, but I wouldn't, because you wouldn't see the picture clearly, but this is the very dimmed light, and you can use this light all night long. And with the battery inside this lantern, if you light this, that will last for about 12 hours, so you can keep it on all night long when you're asleep, and in the morning turn it off and recharge it, and the same you can use. So this is the light that you can use beside you if you're asleep and so on. Okay, the second light is a little bit stronger, and actually you can use it as a main light in a room or whatever, and you can actually use it for normal stuff. And also there is the hazard light that you can use whether you are on a boat or in a car or whatever. You can use it for hazard if, for example, you need help, or car broken or whatever. So this is the main light, and this very strong. I promise you, this in the dark, really really strong, and it can light a whole room and so on nicely. Okay, and that if you use this one, it will last for about 2 to 3 hours constantly. However, if you use it just for purposes of lighting, to do something, blah blah blah, that will live, for so long time. Okay, the other kind of light, the same bulb, is the hazard light, or the warning light. You can use it on a boat, you can use it in anywhere, and this, of course, this is fully waterproof, so that can fly and float in water for so long. I mean, that will fly forever. Sorry, that will float forever in water. Okay. However, the battery will stay, for the main light about 2 3 hours. However, for the hazard light, which I am going to start it now, it can actually stay for, I don't know, 24 hours or the whole night, or 2 nights. So that actually can send warnings to anyone, and people can see you from long distance. And this is the light, and this is absolutely red, as you can see, and it's shimmering as well, so it will attract attention and so on, especially in applications in the marine and all of this, boats and things like that. And also there is another light that you can use, as I said, at night or whatever, which is either you connect it to any USB, or you connect it to the battery itself, because the battery has here, or the lantern has a charger and discharger. So you can use it for a discharger to charge a mobile, but it wouldn't give you more than 25-30% of charging a mobile normal, or maximum 30% or for 35%, and the battery will be empty if it's when it's fully charged. Or you can use it to light the other light, the fourth light here, which I'm going to show you. And this light, I know it's not very clear, but this light is really nice when it's at night and so on. You will see it's really nice, and it's really very nice. And also these glass, when you turn on the light and it's night, it actually gives you a very nice shapes and a very nice illuminations on the ceiling and so on, and it's really nice. So lanterns are like this. You can ask me to do lanterns for you and so on, and I can build them for you if you want, or you can take the ones I am selling and so on. And as I said, I only sold 6 of those, and without profit and so on, because I'm desperate to get any money so I can leave the country as soon as possible. So basically, even the cost of making them, I didn't even get the cost of making them. And if anyone interested to know the cost and all of this, I can give you details. But of course it could be cheaper if it's made on a bigger scale, because you could order the bulbs, which is going to be much cheaper, because I buy the bulbs from places where they actually sell them as products, so it's more expensive. But if on bigger scale, I can order all of these bulbs and so on, and the lights and the batteries and so on a bigger scale, or order and so on, which is going to be cheaper. And of course, as I said, I only have 30 days, so I can do this when after I work, or after the hours of work, and you can order whatever quantity, and I will try to order them online as cheaper bulbs, which can be cheaper, and I can make profit basically before I leave the country. And this is another way of helping. So In other way, guys, there are many ways you can help me with. I am desperate to leave the United Kingdom as soon as I can, and I'm determined to leave the UK before the end of December 2021, and I don't want any even 1 minute of 2022 for me to spend it on a British soil. As simple as that. Anything under the British flag, I don't want to spend even 1 minute of 2022 on it. And I promise you, I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being bad, I'm not being dramatic. When you get to know what was done to me, you'll understand in details that this is the least I could be feeling, towards a country that allowed, participated, and did to me what was done to me. And I promise you, there is no justification for what was done to me. And any cunt out there from my abusers or anyone that helped them or anyone that puts doubt around the genuinity of my case or things like that, all what I can say is, you know, it, I don't want to say something, bad and all of this, but, you know, it's unbelievable, unbelievable anyway. If you cannot help, just keep whatever you would say to yourself and so on. So anyway, guys, uh, you can help in many ways. Anyone out there, if you can help, that would be great. And if you can make a donation, that would be great. And please let me know so I can anticipate it in the bank, or at least question the bank why it's not appearing in my account. If you would like to help me with solicitors, with human rights organizations, with this and that, as I mentioned here in the leaflet and as I showed, that would be great. And anyway, my abusers are trying to use me and abuse me for longer and prolong the period of time they have me under their authorities. And I promise you, my abusers are capable and have immense power. And if they want to solve my problem before the end of tonight, they can. I don't know why they are not. I don't know why they are carrying on the psychological abuse and the waste of my life and trying to force me to accept things that I don't want. And anyone who asked where I'm from, I don't know yet. I mean, if I get my compensations and any money I'm owed, which is big money, and all of this, I will head straight away to Castellón de la Plana in Spain to find out if it's gonna be home. So just going there doesn't mean that this is it. This is gonna be home. I'm gonna settle down regardless that I like the place and so on. So I'm gonna just find out if that's gonna be home or not. So another 1 week or 10 days will be enough. If not, I will head straight away, to up to France and basically south of France and so on. If not, I mean southern France. There are many places in South France that I'd look at and they are very nice. So there are coastal towns, and again still close enough to the Balearic Islands, Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, where I can still do air and sea adventures in the Balearic Islands. And these towns, coastal towns in south of France, there are like Cerbère, there is there are another two or three towns, Couleur, and there is uh, Banilus, I believe that's the pronunciation for it. And yeah, there are few towns there that I can actually basically start my life there. If not, I will head straight away to Sandy in Germany, and then if not, then Netherlands, Amsterdam, Belgium, and so on. If not, then South America, Venezuela, and so on. Have I said that? If hopefully that is not gonna be the situation, and hopefully I will be going to Castellón de la Plana. If I don't get paid my money and I have to leave again, relying on help and donations and so on, I will head straight away to Sandy in Germany. That will be straight away where I'm going, and I will restart my life there and settle down there and see how things going. And Sandy is Germany in general. It's a very nice country, and I visited Dortmund before, which is not that far from Sandy, because Sandy is on the northern eastern side of Dortmund. I cannot recall completely what is the distance, but it's less than, I think it's less than 300 miles. Please forgive me and don't quote me on the number. It's just from my head as I visualize the map. It's less than 300 miles, maybe 200, miles, 200 plus, something like, or maybe less. I don't know. I mean, visualizing the map, there is Dortmund and there is Sandy. So I think it's about, I don't know, less than 300 miles, maybe 200 miles or less. Anyway, so yeah, Sandy is a very nice place. I saw the photos for the beach there and the place, and they have actually a runway, or like a small airport, just 1 mile from the town center of Sandy. So air and sea adventurers can actually, you know, take a place and thrive and be. And they have lots of ports and lots of, moorings where I can, leave my boats for the sea adventures part. And again, I can do my sea adventures part all around the islands in the northern of Germany, Netherlands, Denmark, and even take trips, occasional trips, according to itineraries, all the way to Norway to do, spearfishing, halibut spearfishing or fishing, and so on, and activities. So air and sea adventures in Sandy will be very, very, very big. So basically, whether it's Castillon or south of France-Herbert and so on, it could be in Sandy in Germany or in Netherlands or maybe in Belgium or something. If not, straight away will be in Venezuela. There have lots and lots of lovely places there and islands, Dominican Republic and so on, where they have all the islands there and so on. This is my plan. This is my life. This is what I want to do. This is what I am, thriving and thriving on, basically. Just the thoughts that errancy adventures and my letting holidays can be true, and I can give it my attention and make it grow, and that would be my legacy, my business, everything I will be doing in life and so on. Just thinking about it this way is really, 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 making me happy just thinking about it. And I can achieve this with your help by exposing my abusers, getting my compensations, getting my money that they owe me, and all of this. And above all of this, getting my freedom from these fucking cunts. They have immense power and moving everything from behind the curtain, moving people and everything like puppets, like pieces of chess and all of this. And I want to set myself free from these cunts, because these cunts are the ones who did all of this to me and caused me all of this with their false accusations and lies and deception and changing facts and faking realities. And I don't know what else to say, but these are the cunts that must go to prison because they destroyed my life. And of course, they're equivalent here in the UK or any country or whatever. These are the cunts who must go to prison and, must be exposed. They are treating me like someone they are trying to reintroduce to the community. They are trying to, you know, pretend that they are trying to help me. They are trying to, they are pretending that they are actually helping me, which is completely wrong. If anyone out there from my abusers actually genuine and actually want to help, the only help you could do for me and you could provide me with is my compensations and any money you owe me and my money that I'm claiming for everything that you did to me, and that will help me, and of course my freedom, and just leave me alone so I can restart my life. No more surveillance, no more monitoring, no more interference in my life, and so on. Otherwise, I wish, I wish I can get my compensations and my money and my financial situation changed and my freedom and all of this. But if you are carrying on standing between me and my future and my freedom and my money and so on, if there is a God, I just want God to remove you. I want God to remove you from the world. I promise. If my abusers get removed from the world, if they are not going to change, and if they are not going to give me my money, my compensations, and my freedom as soon as possible before the end of the year, I promise you, it's better that God, if it exists, removes them from the world completely. The world would be a better place without these individuals. I promise you. That's from what I know about what they did to me and all of this. Because it's simple. There is no one who can claim that they are a good person or doing something good by causing people harm or destroying people's life or ending people's lives and all of this. If you are doing something good, you do it. You'd never harm someone. And there is no, and these cunts are twisting everything and values. They want to make it clear to the world that they can actually harm people because they are trying to do something good for them in the end. uh, People should go through blah 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 so they can get something better in the end, which is completely and utterly wrong. No one should go through a hard time. No one should be abused. No one should be, used. No one should be harmed. No one should have their human rights being violated and so on. Everyone should live free from harm, happy, doing whatever they want, and so on. The only bad people that go to prison are the people who actually harm people deliberately and never rectify it and never do the right thing. These are the people who must go to prison. Otherwise, and you cannot even harm them. Otherwise, people should live free, do whatever they want, and so on. Anyway, guys, well, thank you very much for your time. I know. I think by now you have all the details in terms of what you can help me with, and please help as soon as possible. I need to leave the UK as soon as possible, and the latest before the end of 2021, because I don't want any minute of my life to be, or from 2022 and onwards, to be on a British soil or in the UK. Well, thank you very much, guys, and yeah, take care and have a lovely night. And yeah, watch my videos and support, and hopefully you can help me. Thank you very much, and take care and good night. Thank you.